Hello and thank you for watching my 248 course. In the previous videos you have seen a short introduction and you've heard my story about how I decided to become a game developer. In this video I'm going to guide you through the process of creating a new Unity project and importing our assets into it. So I'll double click on Unity to open, and in this newly opened window I have to select New Project. Unity prompts us to enter the project name. I will call mine 248 Video Tutorial. Unity is also asking us to select a location for our project. Once you're done with selecting the location, there is another very important setting, which is whether our project is a 3D project or a 2D project. Quite obviously 248 is a 2D game, so I'll just select 2D and hit Create Project. It will take a couple of seconds for Unity to create our empty project. And once Unity opens, you will most likely see this layout. This is a default layout for a new Unity project that features the hierarchy view that will contain all the game objects that we create in our scene. In the middle of the screen there are these Scene and Game tabs. Scene tab is used to organize the game objects in our game, and Game tab provides us a preview of what we will actually see in our game. On the left of the screen we have this Inspector tab, and right now it is empty because we don't have any game objects selected. But if I go to Hierarchy and select our main camera, we can see that right now the Inspector shows us all the properties that we can edit for our main camera. And in the bottom of the screen we have these Project and Console tabs. For now I will stay in the Project tab. I'm actually fine with this layout, but there is a little adjustment that I would like to make. I like to have my game view and my scene view side by side. So I will go to this Game tab. I will click on it, on the name of the Game tab, and I will start dragging it. And as I drag it we can see it snap to different positions. So I can even have it beside our Project tab here, or I can have it here near Hierarchy, but it will be a rather unusual place for it, so I'll just drag it and place it here beside the Inspector, so we have our game view and our scene view side by side. Another thing that I would like to do in this lecture is I would like to import all our assets. I hope you have already downloaded the assets using the link provided in the previous lectures. I already have this folder open here. The only folder that we are currently interested in is this folder, Resources to Start 248 Game Development. I will just select everything that I have in this folder and I will drag it into our Project tab in Unity. And when I release, all our assets get automatically imported into Unity. Let's take a quick look of what we have right now in our Assets folder. So the first asset is this AutoGrid layout files. This folder contains a script that will help us organize the grid view on our game field. Another asset is this folder called Fonts. This folder contains the fonts from the original 248 game. We also have this image that is called Sample Screenshot. It is a screenshot that I have taken from the final version of our game. We are going to use it as a reference to pick colors and to copy the layout from this screenshot. And there is another asset, it is called White Rounded Rectangle. I have created this rectangle myself, and if you'd like you are free to use it in any of your projects. In this course we are going to use this image to create rounded corners of the tiles on our game field and of the game field itself. Right now our scene looks a bit dull, we have just the main camera, so let's introduce some changes to our scene, and I will drag this sample screenshot right into the scene where our main camera is. When I release, we can see that our screenshot has appeared both in the Scene tab and in the Game tab. And the last thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to save the scene so we can later work and introduce some changes to it. So I will go to File and hit Save Scene. And we will have just one main scene, so I can leave it in the root of our Assets folder. I will call mine Main Scene, and I hit Save, and we can see that Unity has created this scene file for us. And another thing that I wanted to show to you is that if for some reason you open your Unity project and you don't see any changes that you've made previously, so if your screen looks like this, you cannot see any changes that you have introduced previously, you just have to go to your assets folder and locate any of the scenes file that you have saved, and when you open it you can see all the changes that you've saved previously and all the changes that you have introduced to your game. That's it for this lecture. In the next lecture I am going to talk about Unity UI, and I'm going to show you how we can access Unity UI and add it to our game. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.